Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Aliza Sharina binti Ashrul Shafiq with a metric number of 155344. I'm from the group of G318 of LSP 300, and in this presentation, I have chosen a topic of robots in a workplace, whether it is a threat to or an opportunity for a meaningful work.
So, in this video, I will talk about 4 main subtopics, which are: firstly, I will talk about the benefits of robots, and then secondly, I will talk about negative effects of the robots, followed by ways in which robots could impact the meaningfulness of work, and lastly, the conclusion of all the topics that I have been discussed in this video.
Okay, so let's jump into the first subtopics, which is the benefits of robots entering the workplace. After doing a lot of readings, I found out that robots can bring benefits to a workplace by boosting the productivity of that particular workplace. And this is because they can produce more accurate and high quality of work, and they rarely make mistakes and are more precise than human workers. And not only that, they can also produce greater quantity of product in a short amount of time, and also can work at a constant speed with no breaks, days off, or holiday time, which is very different from human workers, since human workers, they have 2 days off in a week. And also, a robot can perform applications with more repeatability than humans. When we talk about the benefits of robots entering the workplace, we can also include that the robots can ensure the safety of the human workers as well as the safety of the workplace itself. This is because robot can save workers from performing dangerous tasks. Because robots, they usually work in hazardous conditions such as poor lighting, toxic chemicals, or tight spaces. And with the power of the robot, they are capable of lifting heavy loads without injury or tiring, which consequently can prevent accidents from happening since humans are not performing risky jobs. And not only that, we also can conclude that the robots, when they enter the workplace, they can help the workplace to have some savings in terms of time and also wasted material. This is because robots can produce a greater magnitude of products with least amount of wasted material due to their accuracy.
We have done talking about the benefits of robots entering the workplace, but how about the negative effects of the robots entering a particular workplace? They surely have a negative effect itself. So the first negative effects that I can highlight by bringing the robots into the workplace is that the workplace or the company will have to consider higher maintenance and installation costs. And this is actually has created obstacle to the smaller organizations and those that have only limited financial resources, because the total cost needed to bring automation into a work environment are very high. And that is why employers and business owners have to consider carefully prior to investing in the resources needed to automate, such as the cost of the purchase, installation, and long-term upkeep costs. Besides having to consider a high maintenance and installation cost, when the robot is actually brought to the workplace, it can also enhance the risk of data breach and other cybersecurity issues. This is because we already know that software applications or equipment may be accessed wirelessly. And usually, businesses that utilize smart devices or computer-controlled equipment to perform the bulk of their operations are often become an inviting target. And that is why businesses that elect to automate without addressing safety concerns and those who fail to make digital security a top priority could be making a costly misstep in this term. Robots also have a very reduced flexibility. We know that robots is an automated equipment, and automated equipment is often very limited in terms of its scope of use and businesses, especially that need to quickly respond to a changing circumstances or new developments. So during this time, the robots may find themselves at a real disadvantage. This is because while employees may be able to shift their focus and attention without an issue, and automated workflow processes may be little more than a liability should change occur too quickly. And although we can address that robots have the ability to produce a greater magnitude of product in amount of a time and also have the ability to work without getting tired, we cannot deny that robots didn't have any skills of social intelligence and creativity. Robots also have bring anxiety and insecurity to the workers regarding of their future. This is because some workers may face of loss of their employment due to the workplace automation. And that is why communities that have been built around a specific industry may need time to adjust to the concept of robots entering the workforce in greater numbers. Considering of the both benefits and negative effects of robots entering the workplace, this is where a debatable kind of mindset is taking charge. A lot of us wondering whether bringing robots into a workplace is actually a threat or an opportunity for a meaningful work. Actually, robots propose both ways of bringing a threat and also to bring an opportunity for a meaningful work. There are 4 key aspects of a meaningful work, which are pursuing a purpose, social relationships, exercising skills and self-development, and lastly, self-esteem and recognition. So let's take a look at the first key aspect, which is the robots and pursuing a purpose. This key aspect can be a threat towards the human worker when the human worker might feel that they serve less of a purpose. This happens when the robots take over many tasks of that are part of the job, or if the robots take over the most challenging task. For example, a doctor might feel that he or she contributes less to arriving to the right diagnosis if the doctor starts working with such a diagnosing machine, because we know that diagnosing machines have accuracy rates comparable to and often higher than the human doctors. But actually, this key aspect can also be an opportunity towards the human workers. This happens when the robots help or assist with the task rather than fully taking over tasks, and if they take over some boring or tedious task. With this step or with this process, the human workers can still justifiably feel that they have a clear purpose, perhaps by being able to focus on more meaningful seeming tasks. For example, doctors and the robots can best collaborate instead of determining which of the two outperforms the others. The next key aspect is robots and social relationships. This key aspect can be a threat towards a meaningful work if the robots replace many or most team members, which consequently will reduce the amount and variety of social interactions, and therefore the workers will lose part of the corresponding meaningful benefits. This is because human colleagues will have less consultation with each other, be less dependent on each other, and have a diminished sense of shared agency and purposiveness. But this key aspect also can be an opportunity towards a meaningful work if the future robots are designed as colleagues. So the capabilities of high-level social interaction and the need for relatedness may still be fulfilled. This happens when the robots only take over the repetitious task, so more time is left for interpersonal contact. Moreover, exercising skills and self-development of the human workers can also be increased or be reduced by bringing the robots into the workplace. For the exercising skills and self-development of the human workers to be reduced, this happens when the tasks taken over by the robots make corresponding human skills obsolete. For example, if machine learning techniques become systematically better than human radiologists on nearly all of the dimensions of interpreting medical images, the need to extensively train human radiologists might seem to disappear. But these exercising skills and self-development also can be improved if we take a look at this perspective, in which the human itself or the radiologist must maintain all the traditional skills and to acquire new complex skills for overseeing and handling robotic technology. For example, in order to be able to oversee the performance of the machine learning techniques, the radiologist must still master the relevant information in order to spot an error of the robot technology. And not to forget, we also have to take a look at the last key aspect that I can highlight in this presentation, which is robots and self-esteem and self-recognition. Robots can be a trait towards self-esteem and recognition of the human worker if the robots do the most difficult tasks and humans merely have to operate or supervise robots. This will make the human workers feel less self-worth and have lower self-esteem. But actually, robots can also be an opportunity for the workplace to have a meaningful meaning if the robots and the human workers team up to expand skills and have better outcomes, which can lead to greater social recognition and higher self-esteem. For example, a teacher can team up with AI teaching software to develop her coaching skill so that he will gain social recognition from the parents for her knowledge and also skill to successfully employ educational AI. All in all, it is never wrong to say that robotization of the workplace can have both significant negative and positive effects on meaningful work. But based on my own perspective, I do believe that with robots entering the workplace, they can actually bring a lot of opportunities rather than threats towards the meaningful work. This includes helping the human workers in pursuing a purpose in work, enhancing social relationships, exercising skills, self-development, self-esteem, and recognition. So in this case, people need to be open-minded in accepting robotization in their workplace, since robots will never reach nor overtake human abilities. So there's no reason that they should feel scared or should be insecure about their robotization at their workplace. This kind of computer will not surpass the human brain only in algorithmic way, but in fact, robots will make us smarter and more efficient. For example, with the assistance of the artificial intelligence AI that will speed up the decision-making process and make workers more productive.
This is the end of my video. Thank you for lending your ears and have a nice day.